Welcome to this very special edition of the KJ Masterclass Live, the show which ensures that you profit from your time spent here with experts, either through their industry insights, information, or simply learning from them. And today we have Gabriel Kaam. He is the CEO and co-founder of the KNR agency. Welcome to the show, Gabriel.
Thanks for having me, Jay.
You are welcome. Welcome to the show. Welcome to India in this online form, Gabriel. And I'm sure not just in India, but a lot of people across the globe will benefit from what we are going to talk right now. We'll talk about how one can master luxury e-commerce, especially in the coming days in the new year, especially. So we'll talk about that. But first, Gabriel, help us understand a bit more about you, about your journey or background, so that listeners know more about who they are listening to.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me again. So, as I said, my name is Gabriel Kaam. I am the CEO and co-founder of the KNR agency. So, the agency is an agency that we started more than 8 years ago in 2016. It's a company based in Paris. We have like a small team of 20 people. And what we do is we help brands, mostly like in the fashion, beauty, and luxury market, to perform better and to grow on e-commerce.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So uh, you were from the tech background. How did you get into this fashion side of things?
By chance, I would say. Actually, yes. I was not supposed to work in luxury. I was not even supposed to work in e-commerce. I have like a heavily strong technical background. I did my study, in IT. I've been like a full stack developer for many years. I did consulting in IT for a big enterprise company as well. But then I get this calling, to start like entrepreneurship, and we started this company by chance. Started to have a few nice brands, in the French markets, and I guess living in Paris, France, helped a lot, because it's a small world, like the fashion luxury in France and especially in Paris is a small world. So we start to work with a few brands. We got recommended, and we basically like went up the rank and started to work with bigger brands like LVMH and L'Oreal, for example.
Right, right, Gabriel. So I want to understand from you, uh, what does your agency do in terms of, the e-commerce part from a simple person? Because why I'm asking is in India, we have got lots and lots of, we are known for our clothing, we are not known for our handloom products, and that goes across the world, and we have a very big fledgling market from, in terms of fashion and even luxury fashion also. Most of the international brands are here. So
Yeah.
from that perspective, from the brand's perspective, from new sort of people who are getting into online, especially
Yeah.
on the luxury e-commerce part, how should they understand what your company does? How is it that they can look for uh, uh, some sort of coordination collaboration with you people?
Yeah, exactly. So we have different services, of course, at the agency. We help company grows. So I will try to divide them in two categories, right? The first one will be website creation. So that will come from the design aspect of it, having like a beautiful and well crafted website so that you can showcase your product online and sell them. And then, of course, after the design, you develop the website, right? We mostly work with Shopify nowadays. I think it's one of the main and major platform in like end of 2024 and probably like 2025. So we do website creation and revamping as well. And I think what we do good is that we have a design team that's heavily influenced by the fashion and luxury markets, and I think that differs from like a lot of other e-commerce agency. They do a lot of websites, but they don't really understand how the design of a well-crafted beauty brand, for example, should look like. So I think this is what our main difference is. We are only working with a fashion luxury brands. Like we don't do website for low company. We don't do website for, I don't know, like, farmers. We only do fashion luxury beauty because our design team, our design developer team understand this market, understand what the customers are looking for, and they understand basically how to make, the best website possible. So we do a lot of website development and website design. And then once the website is up, or if the brand already have a website, we basically help them grow online. So we have different, I guess, canal of acquisition. It could come from SEO, so search engine optimization, how to rank better on Google. SEA, how to manage your paid ads on Google better. We do, of course, a lot of meta advertising on Facebook and Instagram. Basically, all of the channels, all of the channel that the brand can use to generate more traffic toward the website, and of course to generate more revenue.
Right. And talking of website, Gabriel, how are you creating that, specialty around what you do? Because see, even with the coming of artificial intelligence, the website generation has become so automatic. You see, from that point of view, even WordPress, Wix, Wix Studio. So most of the things have, and then hundreds and hundreds of websites are there which are creating. You are able to just put in something, put in a prompt, and it will create a website for you. I
Yeah.
want to understand, how do you differentiate yourself in that sense? Why would people come to you? Why would they not just create something on WordPress? WordPress is difficult. You need to learn about Elementor and all those things. You need to put it to different people. But maybe Wix, maybe other places which are there in terms of that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I love AI. I'm a technical guy. I'm a real geek by heart. So, when AI ChatGPT, came out, I was like, that felt like magic to me. So, I'm trying to implement AI as much as I can in my business and in the business that the brand we help grow. Um, but as everybody, anyone who's tried to play with ChatGPT knows, AI is good for certain things, and for some things, you may not just better. When it comes to the creative part, yes, AI can do a lot of things, but first of all, you need to also be able to prompt it well, right? So you need to have like an idea of how you want it to look and how you want it to represent, and even if you know how to do that, it's I don't think you can get like the best, like the same quality as a human will do it. But that's not the way we differentiate ourselves. I would say that for us, it's all about understanding the markets, understanding the best practice, and understanding what's working on e-commerce. We talk with a lot of people who've been in luxury for 10 years, 15 years. They know exactly how to make a product, how to market it. But when it comes to e-commerce, it's a different job, right? So, and that's why we intervene. We know how e-commerce works. We know how customers who buy luxury item online work, and we are able to implement that onto the website of our clients in a way that works, right? Because the goal, of course, is to make money online if you're selling. Um, but because we have a team that's heavily, I would say, influenced by all this world, we can do it like in a really beautiful way, and that's a really important aspect, especially if you work in this market industries like fashion, beauty, and luxury. You need to have a website that don't just showcase a product, but also can, I would say, not really tell a story, but they need to represent the brand as well, right? You need to have like a really big brand identity, because most of the time, if you buy like a luxury item, you're not just buying a product. You're also buying into the brand. If the brand that you see online on your screen, on your phone, on your computer, so the website doesn't look good or doesn't look appealing, well, you might not want to spend like a few, hundred or maybe sometimes $1,000 on an item. So we need to make sure that the website can represent the brand well, of course. We need to make sure that it's optimized for e-commerce, and we try to always stay on top of the new. I'm not going to say trends. That's not what I want to say, but the new method and best practice, I would say, in e-commerce. So yeah, we have a team who do that, and it's possible that at some point AI will be able to do our work. I I don't think I will bet on it in the next 5 years. It's possible at some point, but right now there's certain things that only human can know, only human can think, and even I sometimes, even if I try to prompt GPT to see if it can do my work, I literally have to tell him everything that I know, and even the result doesn't come close to what our clients want to implement. So I mean, it's a good tool. I don't think it's ready yet to replace uh, expertise in certain fields, especially when feelings and psychology are involved when it comes to e-commerce and buying online.
So who are your main competitors? Shopify, who, WordPress, Wix, or all these people? Who are your competitors then?
Yeah, no, they're not really our competitors. Sorry. So this platform, we use them, right? Because our job is not to develop like a custom-made e-commerce solution. So we rather use a really good solution, extensive and scalable, like Shopify, for example. We did a lot of work with Wix, with WooCommerce. I'm gonna say for the past 2 years, Shopify has been our go-to solution. We are actually like a agency that's certified Shopify Plus, so we work a lot with them. So they're not really competitors; they were partners. Um, we are mostly present in the French markets, and there's a lot of other, of course, agencies. There's a few that I would categorize as our competitors. Just because well, they do really good job, so that's always good. To have like a competition that's push to push you toward the top. But not all agency are as focused as we are in this world of fashion, beauty, and luxury. So we have a few competition, of course. We have other agencies, but I always try to see them as more like partner, people that we may work with, in the future, or we may collaborate on a project, or we might just get inspired by the work. Of course, the for me, my focus is always about the clients. How do we make sure that we provide the best, service for the brand we work with?
Right, right, Gabriel. So let's understand this from the e-commerce, fashion e-commerce part. A lot of companies are there. Maybe they have got good product, good luxury product, but they may not be charging that much. But
Yep.
it's a fashion, luxury place, and also maybe not luxury, but still. So a lot of people may not be able to connect with you, but those people who may be listening to this episode, what are the things that they can do to their e-commerce website, if they have got their own website and wanting to sell through that to an international market, and the other part to that is the especially the luxury segment. They may not be known by the world, but their product comes under luxury part, and it will be some time before the world knows about them, but it is luxurious product. So both from the e-commerce, fashion e-commerce, simple people selling a lot
Yeah.
of good things, and then the luxury segment in that.
Yeah. So I think for me, like, if you're having trouble with your e-commerce website and if you're having trouble like making money, of course it could come from like various reasons, right? So I would need like to like a full audit to understand what's going on. But what we see most of the time is that people are actually quite able to generate traffic to the website, so they're able to bring people in. But when people arrive on our website, it's really hard for them to actually buy. And when we see that, we actually call it like a conversion problem. So you have like an issue converting actual visitors into customers, and that could come for like various reasons. Sometimes it would be maybe just the quality of your pictures that are not really good on your website. Maybe your website is not fast enough. If you're using like some software like WordPress, is your server really optimized for it? um, if you're talking about let's say premium and luxury item, w- what is the feeling of your website? What is the feeling of the brand? Because again, for luxury item, people don't buy into the product, they buy into the brand. So what is your story about? If you don't have like a good way to tell your story and make it inspiring and giving like a reason for people to buy into your company, into your product, they might not too. So there's many reasons. But yeah, what I would say is I will try, if you really want to improve your website conversion, I will try to get data. So what do I mean by that? I will try to understand what are my customers doing on my website. Try to understand why they're not buying. Is it because of the price? Okay, spoiler alert, it's probably not. It's never about the price. It's probably about something else. Let me give you like two things that you can do. First of all, install a tool like Clarity. Clarity is a free tool made by Microsoft, so you can appreciate when they actually do like a nice software that you can use for free. So make sure to install Clarity. It will help you understand what your visitors are doing on your website and why they're not buying into your product. That would be like the first thing I will advise people to do. And the second thing is try to understand and talk to your customers. So maybe you have like a live chat on your website, have like an email pop up that you can grab email. And when you do, send them an email asking them, hey, I saw you check out the website. I really appreciate your time. I see you didn't buy into our company. You didn't buy into the brands. You didn't buy any products. Why is that? Was it too expensive? You don't understand the value, stuff like that. Try to initiate a conversation with your audience, and you can do that through various channels. So email was one that I said. Live chat is good. If you do have an active presence on social media, try to engage with your potential customer base, so to understand like what they're looking for in your product, what do they buy into it. It's usually something really small. It could be like, oh, I like the product, but this color was not the right one for me. Oh, okay. Now maybe you can like do some product session, like do like another color for this product. It could be a lot of things, but try to always get interesting data on your customer behavior and try to understand what they're looking for into your products.
Right. So clarity, tell us a bit about clarity. Is it like Google Analytics?
No, it will be different. Google Analytics gives you like let's say like an overview on your traffic of the page that are being seen on your website, the conversion rate and stuff like that. So of course that's a really important tool to have. Clarity has more as a, I would say analytic is more macro. Clarity will be more micro management. You could actually, it's kind of like a recording of your customer screen. Of course, you don't see any sensitive information, so what the like email password it's going to be hidden, so you don't have access to that. But you can see where did they go on the website, where did they click, maybe did they try to click on the add to cart button when it was not active. So you can try to understand basically what they're doing on your website. You can see how long they're scrolling onto the page to see if your page maybe it's too long. So it's really good to understand like maybe why someone who spent 2 minutes on my website checked three web to my product, why they didn't buy, why they did not add to the cart. So that's a good tool to do that. Clarity, it's kind of like a recording, it's kind of like a behavior analytic tools that you can use.
Right, right. And one thing I want to understand, there is this dilemma amongst a lot of people is about the use of light box. What do you recommend to your clients? Can it irritate people? Does it is it giving more information, or is there a best way to utilize it? What's the best way to do it, or should it be only used occasionally?
Yeah, of course. So I'm guessing when you say lightbox, you're talking about the pop up that asks for like an
Yes,
email,
yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah,
And some people say it is bad for SEO. So
yeah.
maybe you'll
Oh,
not
yeah.
be.
That okay. That could be true. I don't think that's true enough that it should prevent you to install it, right? It can it can damage a little bit your website performance, but the value you will get from it, is enough that this loss in performance SEO will basically be I don't know, outshine, I would say, by the data and that you can get. So I was talking to a client actually yesterday. She was having asking the same question as you. It's like, oh, when I go to a website, I don't like to have a pop up. I never enter my email. I don't want to bother my people. And I was like, I totally understand. I hate that too. I never put my email into a website unless I really want to buy from them. So what I would advise people, if they have a website and if they're trying to figure out if they want to do a lightbox or not, do it. Do it first. Do it for a month, right? Add the Lightbox to website and see what's happening. Try to always learn from data. Do it for a month. If after this month you have people who sign up to the emailing, that's good. If you don't receive death threats by email and people screaming at you about your Lightbox annoying them, then that's good, right? Maybe some people are going to be bothered by it, but are going to leave the website because of the Lightbox. Maybe look at the stats, right? Have the Lightbox installed for like a month. Look at your data. Try to understand. Okay, after I installed my Lightbox, all or people leaving my website more and more. Okay, maybe that was a bad idea. Then maybe my audience doesn't react to that in the right way. Maybe I remove it, but maybe there's something other than that. What when we advise our client to install like a Lightbox, you don't want to be just like, oh, give me your email. No, because an email, it's really important, right? It's you have, if I give you my email, I give you access to my mailbox. I give you the possibility to disturb me in my day, because if you send me an email, I'm going to be disturbed. So I'm giving you a bit of power. Like, why would I do that? Well, you need to give them a reason, right? It's not just like, oh, give me email. No, you need to be like, hey, maybe you have like a discount. Oh, I see you're new here. We have like a discount for new customers, 10, 15%. We don't do that in luxury items, just so you know. It's more like for, like mainstream brands. We don't really do discounts on luxury item. But if you have like a brand that's not luxury and you want to offer like a discount, hey, if you want like a 10% discount on your first order, give us your email and we'll be able to send you then the discount by email. So you give them a reason first. You don't ask for the email out of nowhere without giving them a reason, right? You need to give them like an incentive for them to actually give you your email, because of course it's privacy. You don't want to just ask for it out of nowhere.
Right, right, absolutely. So one more thing is about the uh, website. If you have a website as a luxury brand, should you be putting out products also in places like Amazon, Etsy, or other places? It might, do you think they dilute your position if you are positioning yourself as a bit of a luxury brand? Because there you won't be able to customize it the way you are doing it on your website. Will it be working against each other, or how do you do that?
Yeah. One of the bat, I would not advise it. I would not. Yeah, I would say in 90% of the case it would be like a bad idea for different reasons. As you said, you're not able to customize. You're not able to have a control of the buying experience, right? You don't also have the control of the context and the environments where the product should be showcased. We work with a lot of marketplace, for example, and I know that we have this one marketplace, that I work closely with. Of course, it's called Modelova, and they have several fashion brand, luxury brand, and they also have more like um entry level, I guess, brands on the website. And one of the issue they had is that the luxury brand didn't want to showcase their product next to like like a $5 t-shirt from
Right.
like another company, right? Because it's like, why would you have them? You don't see them in the same stores, you don't see them in the same commercial. Why would you see them on the same website? So when it comes to luxury item, of course, as I said before, people don't buy into the product; they buy into the brand, and what the brand represents is where it's being positioned. So if you want to position your item as a luxury product, you need to be very careful of where you display it. If you display it next to some, not junk, but like a cheaper item, the perception of the product will be altered. People will be like, I don't understand, like, how does it make sense? It's kind of like if you go to like a parking garage and you have like 20 Ferraris and then you have like a Toyota. It's like, what is this Toyota doing here? It doesn't make sense. So yeah, I would probably say, like, if you really want to do that, it needs to make sense. What we see um big brands do, and big luxury, or people who have like a really nice image, is that you should create maybe like a second brand, right? So you have your main brand that's maybe like premium luxury, and then you can create like a, not a lower quality, but like a brand that's more into like selling the products with high margin, and really like about making money, not really about telling a story. And you can differentiate the two. So yeah, you don't really dilute the main brand. The main brand still stay as a fashion image, as a luxury image for the people. But then you can have like maybe like other products on the second brand that you can sell at a lower cost without hurting your brand identity of the main brand.
Right, right. And so one final thing I want to understand is the future of this online retail. How do you see this going? And because along with that, how do you see the agency future for? Because a lot of this coding things is going on. A lot of thinking is required now if anyone comes to a agency like yours. So in that context, when all these boundaries are getting broken, all these barriers are getting broken, how do you see the agency growth in the coming days? Do you see this online growing as fast, and you are keeping pace with that market, or is it going to get, your involvement will get diminished? Is it good news for you or not so good news for you with the AI coming in?
Well, especially with the AI and also with the market and the technology, like the evolution. Of course, it's changing. Um, I would see it as a positive, of course, for us because I think so. Okay, what do we see? Um, uh, we have tools now that are making things easier and easier for brands. So, the first thing you will say is like, oh my God, my job as an agency is becoming less and less important, because they can do a lot of things without me. And that's true, at some point. But as an agency, it also make me think, okay, so maybe they don't need me for that, which is great because I don't need to, allocate time for that. But I can actually capitalize on my expertise to maybe help them on other subjects, maybe subjects that that are harder to crack with AI. As I said, AI is not the best for strategizing, understanding like human connection. So maybe instead of just writing codes that I used to do before, I can have AI do that and maybe capitalize on my expertise to actually coach my clients to help them understand better the business and to help them craft the strategy to help them grow on e-commerce, which would have been harder before because before we had to focus on okay, like do we need to do WooCommerce, do we need to Shopify, who do we have to hire to write all these texts for us? It's like okay, now we can just use AI and focus on energy or what matters, which means growing the brand, growing the business, making sure we are able to deliver like a really good product for our customers and spend more time focusing on the customer. I always say that AI and automatization, they're just for to give more time to the people working for this brand, this company, to focus on what's important, right? It's about um, automating the tasks that give little to no value to you as a business owner, so you can focus on what really matters: your team, your product, and your customer.
Wonderful. There is much to understand and learn from you, Gabriel, about all these things. And I'm sure a lot of people would want to learn more from you, about your agency, connect with you, get your services. What's the best way for them to do so?
Well, we have a website, so if you just type the KNR agency on Google, you will probably find us. And if you want to reach out, I'm also available on LinkedIn at Gabriel Kaam. It's like KAAM. And we also started like a YouTube channel recently when we actually share a lot of our knowledge and strategy. So just type my name, Gabriel Kaam, on Google, on YouTube, and you will find me.
Wonderful. With this, it's a wrap on this very special edition of the KJ Masterclass Live. Thank you so much indeed for joining us.
Thank you, AJ.